Welcome back again to this amazing journey of mine where I share stories of my children's childhood. A lot of people ask me, why are you doing this? As a parent, I have realized that I can use social media to make a collection of all my stories of my children, share it with all of you. So if in case you find them, oh, this is something that I can relate to, then you can also probably apply the techniques or the strategies that I have used in parenting. And yes, this will be like a video collection of my children's childhood, a dedication from me to their childhood. So tomorrow if I am not there, I know my children can see and go back to these videos and go back to their childhood all over again. So my next incident that I want to share with all of y'all, and it's something that is very heartwarming for me, and I love talking about it. I have spoken about it to my children also in the past, and it's something that makes me understand better how children can overcome challenges and how resilient they truly are. So this was the first time in my life when I experienced my child falling off or taking a risk. So she was going around, that ducky merry-go-rounds are there in play parks. So she was on that and she was going around, and then suddenly someone stopped it, like another parent wanted to pick the child, so he stopped it, and my girl lost balance. She was 2 years old and she was in that small merry-go-round which was this height, not very tall, and as she jerked and she fell off, and she fell dhadam on her side, on one side, and she also hit her head on the floor. And you can imagine when your child falls, a 2-year-old child falls, immediately we as parents are like, oh, is that something terrible happened to her? So I did not overreact at that moment, but I was quite worried. And she got up, and you know how children are, because she wanted to sit back on the merry-go-round, they understand that if I don't get up and if I start crying, she will not let me sit back on again, she will take me home. And she did not cry. She sat back, she did her rounds, and after she finished playing, she began crying. Mama, now it's hurting. This was the first incident. The second time we were walking, she was around 2 years, a little less than 2 years, and we were walking on the road. And I used to, when she started walking, I used to take her hand and I used to walk along. I used to not carry her all the time. And as we were walking, she happened to stumble upon something and she fell, and she had scraped her knee, and there was this wound, and she realized that mommy will not let me walk, and she loved walking by herself, that sense of independence that yes, I can do it. And I had a bag also in my hand, and it's so beautiful that she understood even at that point that mama can't lift me because she has a bag of groceries in her hand and we need to walk. So she said, no, nothing happened, and she did this to her knee, and she's like, I can walk. When we came home, she started crying, Mama, it's hurting. And then I put medicine and all that, and then she was fine after that. And another incident that I remember, when I got scared, she had got on a slide, for those slides for bigger children, they are really tall, and she was 2.5 years old. This is my elder child that I'm talking about. She was 2.5 years old, and I was like, the moment she reached that top, I was like, what should I say? Should I react and shout at her that come down, it's not for you, you're too young and this and that? Or should I see what she's doing? So she went up and then she held the 2 bars and she looked down, and then she like this, and I was like, okay. I also waved back and I said, all right dear, now go down the slide and come. And then she did, and then she tried again and again and again. And she was the youngest child on that entire slide to do that. And I realized that if I had overreacted on each of those situations, if I would have told her, nahi, tu bahut choti ho, you're very young, don't do it. You young children as young as 2 years should not be going on these big slides and fall off merry-go-rounds and fall on the floor. Children will fall, and the more they fall, the more they learn. They have to experience hurt and pain. They have to experience those scrapes and wounds. Because if they don't, they will not learn. And if we do not control our emotions and on those moments, even we as parents do not learn. So if you want your children to be resilient, if you want them to take risks in life, you want children to be children, let them fall, let them get hurt, And you, as a parent or as an adult or brother, elder brother, sister, any of your relatives or family members or neighbors, we need to keep our emotions in check and stay in control and support them with positive words and positive actions as much as we can. I hope you enjoyed the story. Thank you so much for watching.